Hi there, I'm Lillian Larty, wellness coach and consultant, and I thought I'd jump on and do a quick live um, as a benchmark from the live I was doing this morning with the fabulous Dream Project coach Mel Larson. You do need to check her out at Dream Project Coach. We did a live today, this morning, on Instagram, and the topic of hormones and women and how we as women handle stress came up. So I felt it was important for me to just share briefly about that. Maybe at some point I'll do an in-depth type of training around that, but I think it's something that tends to get brushed over for us as women. And the number one thing to remember is, and I bring this up because I see this time and time again of many women who come to me at the point of breakdown, they've already burnt out, or they have cycles of burnout, and they tend to beat themselves up and feel that they're weak, they're incompetent, they're not able to handle the stress and the pressures of the day. And it's not your fault. If you feel like this and you totally relate to what I've just said, it is not your fault. We live in a society where we're not taught how to handle stress. We live in a society that's go, 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 do, do, do. And, you know, what do you do when your body is totally at the point of what we call the response of freeze, and it can't handle any more stress? Well, it's simply a case of understanding how the female body has been created, how the female body is built. We're not built like men, number one. And even though for some of us we've fallen into that trap of living as the strong woman, as the superwoman, there's that syndrome of superwoman syndrome. I can do everything myself. I'm strong, I'm resilient. Nothing affects me. It needs to stop. It really does, because it's damaging so many women in today's society. And the thing is, our hormones and the way that our bodies are built are a lot more sensitive to stress than men. Men have a higher threshold of stress simply because their main hormone drivers are testosterone. We women, we have the estrogen, we have the progesterone, we have a little bit of testosterone. And then when we as women move into our phase of perimenopause and then menopause stage, of course our estrogen starts to decline, which makes us even more super sensitive to stress. So it's really important to understand, one, about our hormones and our hormone cycles, and two, our levels of resilience as well. What I'm seeing is this confusion and so many trains of thought about what resilience is. Now, resilience, the term resilience means to bounce back. And I had a discussion with a friend of mine, and she teaches about resilience for carers, and she terms it as resilience as being the ability to not only bounce back, but to bounce forward, because you don't really, if you are at the point of breakdown or a burnout, you don't ideally want to bounce back to the way that you've been working, striving and pushing, and be back at that place, which is then going to cause you to burn out again. You want to be able to bounce forward, to move forward towards calm and a better, higher level of resilience. And what I'm seeing is many women who are working hard, and their idea or their concept of resilience is absorbing the stress. We're not designed to absorb stress. That is why we have our natural inbuilt fight or flight response to help set off the alarm to let us know, hey, you're at this threshold of stress, do something about it. Even though the body can cope to a certain level, when it gets beyond that threshold and starts moving into other levels of stress, that's where we're in the danger of going down towards burnout. So it's really important to understand the nature of resilience. Resilience is not about absorbing the stress. It's not. It's about having that ability to stand up against the stress. Now, if your resilience levels are what I call like sieve, they're see-through, they're porous, you're just absorbing the stress, then you really need to address it. And one way, that's what I always say, is one way is going back to the breath. Going back to understanding how you're breathing, how your body is, understanding what is going on with your body when you are stressed. Because when you are in a stressed, a high pressured, stressed moment, what happens is the body kicks into its fight flight response. You're more geared towards being in what we call sympathetic nervous system response, where you're on high alert. So your breathing becomes a lot more shallow and fast. Your body starts to go into stress mode, and a whole load of things start to happen. So then you are in that constricted state in your body. Now, if you stay like that for long periods of time and you're not being expansive and expanding, then of course you're not going to be resilient. You're just going to be tight and constricted. Resilience is that balance, that fluidity. You need that fluidity in your body to be able to manage stress. And one point I always start with is starting with the breath. So I hope that makes sense. Don't beat yourself up, as a woman, and you think, oh, why can I not cope with this stress? Why can I not cope with this pressure? It's simply because you've already reached that threshold of stress and you need to do something about it. You're not designed to push through the stress and keep going, because the more you do that, the only place you're headed towards is burnout and mental breakdown, which I'm seeing in a lot of women in this day and age. So I don't want that to happen to you. So take this on board. There's nothing wrong with you if you can't cope with the dire pressures and stresses of today. It's just your body alerting you to know, hey, you're a woman, you're female, we have a lower threshold of stress. Therefore, we need to be able to have tools in place in order for us to be able to manage the stress accordingly as a female, as a woman in a female body. And like I said, the first place to start is the breath. Making sure that you take time out to be able to take in nice deep breaths, rather than be in this place of shallow breathing, fast breathing. It doesn't work for us as women. It really does not. So on that note, I invite you to join me. Tomorrow is Wednesday. Join me tomorrow live on Zoom, 12 p.m. UK time and 8 p.m. UK time, for 20 minutes of pause and breathe, where we are going to look at focusing on rejuvenating to calm. The more we rejuvenate our mind and body and our nervous system to calm, the better we are training our bodies for resilience and to handle the stresses and pressures of daily life and work. So I will put details in around this video. I encourage you to join me. It's only 20 minutes, just 20 minutes of your time. When you stop from your busyness of your day, nothing bad is going to happen. You're in fact going to feel more rejuvenated and much more resilient to get back to work, to get back to your daily life during the day. And in the evening, you will develop that resilience so that you're able to calm your body, to calm your mind, to calm your nervous system, so that you're able to switch off from the day and get better quality sleep. So I look forward to seeing you on the Pause and Breathe on Wednesday, live on Zoom. I'll pop the link and the details around this video. Do join us. It'll be a pleasure to have you there. And and if you find this video useful and beneficial, share it with other women that you know who are struggling to cope with stress, or they are burnt out. Share this video with them and invite them to come and join us on Pause and Breathe on Wednesday. And I look forward to seeing you on another post or another live. Take care.